Is this a boy or a girl? How old is he? What is her name?
It's gonna be okay.
I am cold and hungry. The world whooshes by in blurs of color and night. Am I at a hospital? Why was I brought here?
Calm down.
Don't worry.
Hi, honey. Come with me. Everything's going to be okay. Someone turn on our pay.
You have to sit. I will.
If you can't control her, I will.
For every morning after that dream, and for as long as I can remember, I would peer into the bathroom mirror in search for clues to answer the questions that had haunted me my whole life. Where had I come from? Whom did I look like? Where did these eyes come from? And most importantly of all, where were my mother and father? But that magnificent piece of glass always kept its secrets. My only leads were the mysterious scars and bruises that covered me. A story had been written upon me, and a violent one at that, but it was a tale I neither remembered nor understood. One day, I will understand these images that live in the gray somewhere between memory and dream.
Stephen Clackowitz, you shut that water off, get dressed, and get down here.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you scream in this house, boy. Don't you dare scream.
By this age, I'd been in so many foster homes I'd lost count. Those homes were compensated for taking me in, and the truth was, I meant little more to them than that. But the Robinson family was supposed to be different.
Boy, get your ass down here!
You mean to tell me that one day after school's out for the summer, some high school counselor wants to see your light-eye ass in his office this morning?
Some counselor?
Don't be smart with me.
Why he wants to see you?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Mr. Sykes called last night. Teacher's pet's in trouble.
I don't know why he wants to see me. I didn't do anything.
More eggs, Willie? I think little Mr. Bookworm's been talking too much at school. Have you been talking too much, Steve?
No, ma'am.
Because if you have... Rule number 5.
No one will ever take my word over yours.
Why?
Make him say it. Make him do it, Mama.
Rule number 4.
Because I am dumb and ugly. There's something wrong with me, and everyone knows this.
Make him do number 8, please.
Rule number 8. Rule number 8. Willie?
No one will ever want me. Especially not my own mother or father.
Thanks, Mama. That one's my favorite.
What you doing just still standing there? Go away from me.
Hey. Hey! And that makes me late. Come on, let's go. Get in.
You got no idea why this Mr. Sykes, he wants to see you this morning.
No, sir.
Look, I can't be late. Understand me? I can't be late. That's what a man does. Can't be late for work. That gives him his pride. That's what he am.
Yes, sir.
They're right there. What it say?
It says to buy 8 gallons of bright red paint number 4.
I know that. I ain't stupid. I just have trouble sometimes with them big words. What is it?
It says that make sure you bring his laundry on your way in. You're fired. You know, if you ever wanted, I could show you
Show me what?
how to read.
It's just them big words.
I could help you with those big words if you ever want it.
This guy. Nuka. You go to Mr. Sykes. You tell him I had a job to do.
Yes, sir.
And right after, I finds out later you done something wrong. I'm gonna have to beat that ass.
Steven, hey, come on in. Hey, come on in. Take a seat. Hey, kiddo. Hey,
Mr. Sykes.
John, please.
Yes, sir. Did I do something wrong?
No. No. Actually, you've done something really right. Your placement test numbers are great. They're better than great. Now, have you thought about what you want to do after high school?
No.
Now, I know it seems a long way off, but it doesn't have to be. With your test scores, you could even skip a grade or two.
College. Isn't that really expensive?
It is, but that's why I would really like you to consider joining our Upward Bound program. The program helps provide under-resourced students with support to continue their education. Weekly tutoring, college planning, and the access to financial help. Scholarships. And that's why I have these booklets. Southern Massachusetts University, UMass, and Boston College. Isn't that great?
I would love that.
You love it? It's great. So I was hoping you'd say. Now I've prepared an application packet here. You just got to get your foster parents to fill out the forms and the PSAT application.
I don't think they'll do that.
Why wouldn't they?
I cannot imagine anyone not wanting that child to be a part of my program.
Miss Dotton?
You two know each other?
I mean, yes. Well, no, I mean, everybody knows Miss Dotton.
Now you stop that before it goes to my head. But I do believe we have met before. If memory serves, there was a very talented young speller a few years back who won the citywide spelling bee with Melody.
Modicum.
You were right. Modicum was the word.
You remembered.
Oh, honey, I remember. A very big word for a very small boy. I remember a bright little boy up on that stage spelling words that I'd have to look up. And I thought to myself, this boy has a future. This boy will change the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's this I hear about you not wanting to join our program?
No, oh, I do, but I just don't think Miss Robinson will let me.
Betty Robinson?
Yes, ma'am.
You leave Betty to me.
So, the prodigal son returns. And what does he tell his mother? That he's moving out of state to take a job. What if she needs something? I guess that's just too bad for her, huh? Because her oldest is moving out of state for work.
You hate your mama and daddy so much that you leaving the state.
It's not like that. I just have to do what I think is best.
Go. See if I care.
Thank God for Reggie and Lisa. We're gonna adopt that girl, you know.
I know, Mama.
See, there's a child willing to take care of those who take care of her.
I just wanted to stop by before I left. Look, I have a few things left in the basement. Is it all right if I go get them?
Get them. And go. Oh, what the hell are you all smiles about? What that counselor say you did?
Nothing, ma'am.
Nothing, man. If it was nothing, he wouldn't be asking to see you when school was out.
I did well on my placement test.
Well, placement tests don't put food on the table or a roof over your head.
No, ma'am. No.
What you got there?
An application for a placement program. It could help me get into college.
College? Oh, you ain't getting into college? College? Who do you think you are? Some rich boy whose parents are gonna pay for college? Send him off to Harvard and whatnot. Your parents don't even care enough to find out whether you're living or dying. Now, how's a little bastard like you gonna pay for college?
They said they can help with that. Maybe a scholarship.
A scholarship? Oh, I guess you feel real special then, huh? Scholarship. Is, that what's, in those forms there? Well, hand it over to me then. Didn't know they were gonna give you a scholarship.
All you have to do is sign there, and I'll fill out everything.
Where? Here? Okay, where's that pen? Oh, here it is. There's your scholarship.
Why'd you have to do that? All you had to do was sign it.
How dare you speak to me like that, you good for nothing. You don't have a chance in the world of getting into college, let alone no goddamn scholarship. You're no good. You're always gonna be no good. Just like your father. Mm-hmm. You heard me right. Boy, let me tell you something. After they killed your father, they broke into the funeral home and set his body on fire. They sure did. They hated him so much they had to roll a rock over his grave to make sure nobody dug up his body. He was no good. And let me tell you something right now. Apple don't fall far from the tree.
That's not true.
Not far at all. You ain't even gonna say goodbye to your mama.
Bye, Mama. But you're wrong.
About what?
Sometimes the apple does fall far from the tree. As far as it can get. Figured you'd be long gone by now.
What'd you mean?
When she go off on me like that, I take off.
Didn't really whoop you?
Sometimes, but if I gave it a day or two, he'd cool off. Still get a whooping, but some of the steam would be off it.
I got nowhere to run to.
Yeah. Look, what she said in there about Kenny being your father and dead,
Kenny?
only one person died that way, and that was Kenny Pemberton. He was one of the best boxers the city's ever seen, but he got mixed up in some bad stuff and got killed in some kind of a fight. But I don't think he was your father, though.
But she said that...
You know how she is. She was just being mean.
But you're not sure.
Kenny still got a lot of family around. So if you were his son, I think one of them would have told us.
You'll ask her for me, right?
I could ask, but she wouldn't tell me. Steve, I'm leaving town. Going over to New Jersey for a job.
You're leaving?
I gotta, little man. And you will too, one day. Just get Willie to sign those papers. You know he can't read, so just try to get him to do it when she's not around. Just tell him, you know, it's about...
More money from the state.
Hell, he'll sign 10 forms for that. Just keep your head down, little man, okay? And when you graduate college, I expect an invite.
I'll never forget that day. I would lose the only Robinson family member who ever showed me any kindness. On the Robinson meter, Eddie was always treated as an outsider, only slightly better than a foster child, an alienation I never fully understood.
Steven, honey, come in the house. Why, no, Mrs. Dodden. I have tried everything I know to get Steve to try the program, but he simply refuses. Oh, well, I try to give my boys a better life, but I so hate to force them to do something that they don't want to do. Oh, here he is. Oh, I'll be happy to let you try. Mm-hmm. 1 second. You better tell her no, or there won't be enough of you left to go to that program.
Hello? Yeah. No. Mr. Sykes told me how great of an opportunity this is. But I just don't think that it's right for me. Thank you, though.
Like I told you, I can't make him do something he doesn't want to do. Well, yeah, of course I know the Reverend. No, I don't think it'd be necessary to have him come over and talk to him. Well, of course, I'm the boy's guardian. I just don't think it'd be necessary. Yes, you should. Oh, of course I agree. Mm-hmm. I'll make sure he's there with the signed forms. Mm-hmm. Oh, but well, we need a new form. He was so insistent, he tore them up right in front of me. Okay. No, thank you. Bye-bye now. Get out of my sight. Go down to the cellar and don't come back till the morning. Get that form from her at 9 a.m. and be back here by 11 or there'll be hell to pay.
The cellar was cold, musty, and dank. It was where I was sent, often for punishment. The cellar was storage space for many of the things the Robinsons had no further use for. These abandoned items had served their purpose, but the Robinsons held on to them, believing that someday, someone foolish enough to value them more would come along and take them off their hands. To the Robinsons, the cellar was precisely where I belonged. But I loved the cellar, for it was a welcome refuge from the Robinson rules. It was a place for me to eat from my stash of hoarded, pilfered food, and to immerse myself in wonderful worlds of imagination. It was in the cellar I came to love books, the smell, the feel in my hands, and the thoughts that would whisk me away. When I felt resigned to what fate had dealt me, that I would forever be the Robinsons' prisoner, and that their world would be the only one I would ever know. The characters that unfolded in my books, and the worlds they lived in, showed me a different life, a future beyond the pain of the Robinsons' house. It was an amazing gift, and I owed it to Mrs. Levin.
What are you reading there?
Encyclopedia Brown in the Case of the Midnight Detective.
Oh, The Boy Detective.
Yes, ma'am.
You like mysteries?
Yes, ma'am. I like to figure out the mystery for myself.
Now, if I remember, last week when I passed this way, you're reading that same book?
Yes, ma'am. I like to go back and read it all over again.
Apparently you've read that one a few times.
6.
I see.
Oh, hello. That's very sweet of you. I'll make sure he gets them.
If it's all the same, I would like to give them to him myself.
Of course. Stevie, honey, come here.
Do you remember me? I thought you might like these. Oh. These are for the boy who likes to read.
What do you say?
Can I keep them?
Of course you can. Nothing better than a good book. Oh, except the good book, that is. Say thank you to the nice lady.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
The first book I read was Watership Down, and it was my favorite. I would read it over and over again. I found kinship in the rabbits of Watership Down. They became my childhood friends, the only ones I was allowed to have. For Hazel and his followers, it was never a question of if they would find home. It was simply a matter of when.
We need daylight. To that extent, it is utilitarian. But moonlight we do not need. When it comes, it serves no necessity. It transforms. It falls upon the banks and the grass, separating one long blade from another, turning a drift of brown frosted leaves from a single heap to innumerable flashing fragments, glimmering lengthways along wet twigs as though light itself were ductile. Its long beams pour white and sharp between the trunks of trees, their clarity fading as they recede into the powdery, misty distance of beech woods at night. In moonlight, 2 acres of coarse, bent grass, undulant and ankle-deep, tumbled and rough as a horse's mane, appear like a bay of waves, all shadowy troughs and hollows. The growth is so thick and matted that even the wind is not moving, but it is the moonlight that seems to confer stillness upon it. We do not take moonlight for granted. It is like snow or like the dew on a July morning. It does not reveal, but changes when it governs. And its low intensity, so much lower than that of daylight, makes us conscious that it is something added to the down, to give it, for only a little time, a singular and marvelous quality that we should admire while we can, for soon it will be gone again.
Review part 2 of the prep book, and we'll go over that later this week, all right? Got it? Any questions?
No, I got it. You guys are gonna help me with entrance exams, and you're also gonna help me with essays and notes and things like that.
Yeah, things like that, right?
Mr. Sykes?
John.
John.
Sorry.
If I wanted to write a report on someone and I didn't have much information, maybe just a name, where would I start?
Just a name. Well, maybe the encyclopedia.
Well, what if that person wasn't famous enough for an encyclopedia? Just locally. Where would I go?
Locally. You could always interview the person.
What if they're dead?
There's always the obituaries. That's a place to start. You can always look those up at the library on microfiche, but you need a date of death, and I guess you could find that out with a death certificate request at City Hall.
Thanks, John.
No problem, Steve. Hey, Steve, you know, we're not just here for your education.
I thought that's what the program was for.
If you ever need someone to talk to, if you ever needed someone, you know, to talk to, you know where my office is, right? Hey, Steve, you like to read, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, John.
This used to be one of my favorites, Billy Budd by Melville. Here, you read it. You and I can go over it for the critical reading portion of the test and the math part, okay?
Great.
And don't forget, I need those forms back, okay? Noon, tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you.
Come on, baby girl. I'm just talking about dinner. Look at this face. See this serious face? Now, come on. Come on. Dinner, dancing, that's all.
You're pushing it.
I know a great place.
Hi. Can I help you?
I need the death certificate for a man who lived in New Bedford. His name was Kenny Pemberton. I don't know when he died.
What would a young boy like you be looking for a death certificate for?
Well, my school's doing a report on some New Bedford history, so I'm doing mine on local boxers.
Mm-hmm. What school do you go to? And what grade are you in, young man?
I go to New Bedford High. I'm gonna be a sophomore.
Mm-hmm. So, if I called your teacher, she would know all about this report, huh?
Well, my teacher's John, and Mr. Sykes, and school is out, so I don't know if he'll be in, and sometimes he is during the day or summer. You could call him if you want to.
Okay. You just hold on. I'll be right back, okay?
What's your name, kid?
Steve.
You got no report on Kenny, right? There are a lot of bad things being said out there about him. Wrong, most of them are lies. People just running off at the mouth. Okay, Kenny made some bad moves. But he was a good man. You know what I'm saying, kid? Kenny was a good man.
Charlie Carmel, leave that boy alone. He's just trying to do a report for school. He doesn't need to hear a bunch of neighborhood gossip.
Yeah, I just want him to get it right. I'm gonna get it right. Right, Steve?
Yes, sir. Here you go. Don't mind him. It's just a lot of people cared about Kenny, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
7 o'clock. Be ready.
August 2nd. Got it. Here. It's not here. He died on August 2nd. Why isn't it in the papers? Because papers only write about what happened. It'll be on August 3rd. Doesn't even look like me. She lied. Oh my God, I'm gonna be late.
It's about damn time. You don't have time for any education in this house, especially when it's so hot out. Oh, go get me a washcloth from a linen closet. Now.
books.
Steve, what'd I tell you about books upstairs? Get me a washcloth and get those books down to the cellar before you catch a beating. What are you standing there for? Run it under some cold water and bring it back to me. Miserable heat today. Oh, feels so good. What is that smell? Steve! Where did you get this?
The linen closet.
You pissed in the linen closet!
No, I didn't.
Boy, you piss on me, I'll beat the life out of you! Jesus. Boy, sit down. Come on, sit down. Stop bleeding!
Oh, God, they're gonna wonder what happened. Okay, this is what you're gonna tell them. You were outside in the backyard playing on the shopping cart, and then you got up and you fell backwards and you hit your head. You got that? Okay, you tell him anything different and he's gonna shoot you dead.
Severe contusions to the head. May have concussion. Stabbing.
You're awake? I thought you were going to sleep away the rest of the day.
Am I gonna be okay?
You're going to be okay, sweetheart. We're going to see to that. But I have a very important question I have to ask you. How did you get hurt?
I fell when I was playing in the yard.
That must have been quite a fall. I need you to be really brave, Steve. I'm going to ask you one more time. How did you get hurt?
What did you do to him? Oh, Lord, did something happen to him? I don't know what I'm... Oh, there you are. You're awake. You're all right. Oh, my brain, baby. Oh, my lovely little boy. I don't know what they did to you.
What did you tell him? I told him I fell from a cart. Don't you lie to me. They've been talking to me all morning. While you've been in here lying and telling them God knows what.
If you don't mind, ma'am, the doctors need to examine him.
Oh, whatever it takes to get my baby back home and out of here.
Yeah.
Now, you tell me if it hurts, okay? Come here. Fine. That's good.
Why does it take two doctors? What are you doing to my boy?
Mrs. Robinson, can I please see you outside?
What for?
If you please, ma'am.
Dr. Stevens, please report to the ER. Dr. Stevens, to the ER.
I'm gonna admit Steve to the hospital overnight.
Admit him? What for?
I need to rule out a concussion. As for his other injuries, I don't believe that they're the result of a single fall from a cart. The bruising on his back is inconsistent with that story. And I need to find out what happened.
And just what's that supposed to mean?
I've called social services.
Good. I want you to call them. You called it and you asked them about Betty Robinson. I have won awards for raising foster children, 39 of them. So you call them. You call anybody you want. Oh, as a matter of fact, why don't you call Dr. Downey? He's supposed to be a bigwig around here, isn't he?
He's chief of pediatrics, yeah.
Well, you ask him how I treat my little ones. He'll tell you how I treat them. He'll tell you Steve's just clumsy. He falls a lot.
I will.
How long you keeping him?
I'll know more after I run some tests. And I speak to his social worker.
Well, you can run all the tests you want to, but I'll tell you one thing. My baby's coming home with me.
Not tonight, he's not.
You're gonna be okay. But we're gonna keep you overnight just to make sure you didn't bust your head.
What is this place?
Oh, this is where hurt children come to get better.
How long am I gonna be here?
We don't know that quite yet.
Is Mrs. Robinson coming back?
She probably just went home to get a few things you'll need for your stay, and she'll be back.
Okay.
Steve, the story you're telling about falling out of the cart and getting hurt, that's not what really happened, is it? It's okay. We can talk about it later. Why don't you just rest?
They knew. They didn't believe Betty's story. I could tell by the whispers in the hallway, the empathetic looks. I didn't need to say a word. The bruises on my body would speak for me and scream, "Take me away from these people." And they would hear the truth over my mumbled lie. They were smart. They would see the truth, and I would avoid Betty's rage and Willie's belt. These beautiful shades of blues and purples and orange, these would free me.
Hey, sport. Boy, things kids will do to get out of a book report.
I didn't. I mean, I was...
Look, it was a joke. It was supposed to be. It's not really a joke, though, if you have to explain it, is it? Anyway. So, how you feeling?
I'm okay. How did you know I was here?
Well, you didn't show up. I called your house. Your sister told me you were here, so I figured I'd swing by and see if you knocked anything loose up here, hurting those scholarship chances, you know.
I don't think it's that. Joke again, right?
Right. Did you get a chance to look at that book I gave you to read?
No, not yet.
Well, since you're going to be laid up for a bit, I figured it's a good time to catch up on some reading.
The books are home.
I figured that too, so bought you a new one. You give me my old copy back when you're back on your feet. And besides, there's nothing really better than cracking the spine of a new book. It's like
opening the door to a new world.
Oh, I was gonna say like the smell of a new car, but I like yours better. Yeah, let's rev her up. So?
I think she'll drive nice.
Me too.
truth uncompromisingly told will always have its jagged edges? What does that mean?
Well, that's what you're supposed to tell me when you're done with it.
And just who is this? Another doctor?
No. I'm John Sykes from the Upward Bound program. We haven't met, unfortunately. But I think you've spoken to my boss, Ruby Dotton?
Oh my, yes. Oh, do tell her hello for me.
I will.
We have so many friends in common.
I'll do that, okay?
Mr. Sykes.
John, please.
John. Oh, John.
John.
Oh, what is it that brings you here?
You do, Betty.
Oh, are you charming or what?
No, you really do. No, I've come to actually keep an eye on my #1 student, making sure he doesn't slack off.
Well, he would never do such a thing. Education comes first. That's a motto in our house.
That's a good one to have.
Mm-hmm. So exactly did you know that he would be here?
Oh, Stephen's sister told me when I phoned her home earlier.
Oh, that was considerate of her. Well, John, I hope you don't mind, but as you can well imagine, it's been a really trying day for my poor baby over there. I think he needs his rest.
I understand. I understand, Betty. Betty, I understand far more than you think I do. In fact, I understand completely. Now, Stephen. You read that book, young man. Okay?
I will, yes, sir.
I know you will. Okay. I'll see you, young guy. Bye.
Now they're gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and you're not gonna tell them nothing. You understand? Yes, ma'am. Good. Now, I want you to know that I feel bad about this. I never meant for this.
It's okay.
Oh, no. No, it's not. Now, I know how important it is to you, about your folks. So when you come home tomorrow, providing there's no problems or delays with that, I was thinking maybe we should sit down and talk about your parents and who they are.
You'll tell me who they are?
Maybe even call them with you. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Call them? You said my father was dead.
Oh, you know better than to listen to me when I get mad. I can say some spiteful things. But you'd like that, wouldn't you? To speak with them, your real mother and father. So, we're just gonna keep what happened our little secret. And tomorrow when you get home, we're gonna do just that.
Hungry? It's a beautiful night out. You have quite an appetite, huh? Steve, I was wondering if you felt up to talking about your accident. I have to ask you how you got hurt. Steve, I can't help you unless you tell me the truth.
I have to go back.
Steve, did Mrs. Robinson hit you?
I fell.
Okay. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Hey, what about those vegetables?
No, I'm not hungry. I'm really tired.
I'm gonna go, Steve. You want me to turn the lights off?
There's Nancy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Steve.
Steve? Steve Klakowitz?
Yes.
I'm Miss Holt. I've been assigned to your case as your social worker. Is it all right if we talk for a bit?
Sure.
Well, Steve, do you know why I'm here?
You're my social worker.
I am. But that's not why I'm here this morning. The doctors and nurses here are worried about your injuries and how you got them.
I told them I fell.
I know you did. But they find it a little hard to believe that you got all these injuries from falling from a cart once. And having reviewed your file, I find it a little hard to believe, too.
I fell.
Steve, is someone hurting you? We can remove you from the home.
No!
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you, but I can't help you, Steve, if you don't tell me what really happened.
All these years, you're never there. Nobody was. Now that I'm so close to finding... I fell. Can you please just leave it alone?
All right. I want you to take my card. And if anything changes, if you ever need help, I want you to call me directly.
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Robinson are outside. You'll be released to them.
Now?
Unless you have anything to tell me. Then yes, right now. Why don't you get dressed and I'll let them know that you'll be going home with them. But I'll be checking on you. A little later, just to see how you're doing. Mrs. Robinson, I'll instruct the doctors to release Stephen to you immediately.
Oh.
We'll schedule a follow-up on Stephen sometime early next week.
Thank you, Jesus. My baby boy is coming home where he belongs. Oh, my poor boy. It's a horrible place with these evil-minded people. Oh, my little Stevie's coming home. Oh, my little angel. And his mama's gonna give him everything he deserves.
They did not say a word to me on the ride home, and I did not say a word to them. I had nothing to say. She had bought my silence with the promise of something I had waited a lifetime for, a conversation with my mother and father. I had kept my side of our agreement. The only thing that mattered was to see if Betty would keep hers.
Well, now, home where you belong. You happy to be home, Steve? Good, because we can have a little talk. Oh, no, now, none of that. We're just gonna talk, okay? Come on, baby. Stevie, now tell Betty what you told those people.
That I fell from a cart.
And?
That's all. I swear, nothing else.
And why should I believe you?
Because I want to talk to my mother.
Oh, that's right. A promise is a promise.
Yes, ma'am.
Go read or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Steve, what are we gonna say when that lady from social services comes?
That I fell from a cart.
Good boy. No one's home, honey. But we can try again tomorrow. Maybe around 10.
But I have to be at school for my program.
Oh, well, if it's not that important to you.
No! It's very important. Can we please wait till after I get home?
Well, we could, maybe, if you drop out of that program.
College.
Life's about choices, boy. It's about time you start making one. Oh,
Here are those forms you wanted me to sign.
After removing the grip frame, releasing the tinge. I'm a nobody. How long you watching me?
Not long.
What them words say?
You can sound it out.
Calibration. Calibration device. That's right. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's good. See, the mainspring, it determines the weight of the trigger. Can I show you? Yeah, come on. See now, see, that's the weight there. And that's when the mainspring's right under that. So you pull back, and then when you release, pop you out. Come on, listen. See now, see how you, that's your aim, right? Down the center.
Steve, something bothering you today? Huh?
Mr. Sykes.
John.
Mr. Sykes, I don't think this program is right for me.
What?
I don't think this program is right for me.
But Steve, you're all set. I thought you wanted to be in the program.
I do. I mean, I did. It's complicated. Look, I'm sorry I wasted your time.
Okay. Oh, damn. Did you finish the book?
I did.
Well, let's at least go over it so it's not a complete waste of time, all right?
Right.
Well, tell me the story.
It was good. Sad, but good.
That's a review. Not the storyline. Try again.
There's this sailor, Billy Budd. He's really just a kid, and he signs up to be a part of the crew on this boat, the Bella Potent.
Mm-hmm.
While he's on there, he meets this master of arms, Claggart. And at first, Claggart's really nice to him. He's just pretending. Claggart's really mean, and he sets up Billy to make him look like he's a mutineer.
How does that work out for Billy?
Not good. They hang him
Why?
because he doesn't defend himself.
Why doesn't he do that?
He can't. He stutters, and when he gets upset, he can't speak. He can't defend himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of unusual to kill the hero of your story, don't you think? You think Melville was trying to say something by doing that?
That if you don't speak up, bad people in the world will kill you.
I think that's true.
I have to go.
Fair enough. Steve, you change your mind. Anything, you just let me know.
I knew that the program was my best way to get into college, and college was my best way to get away from the Robinsons. But that did not matter today. Today is the day I will find a home. Today I will have an answer to all my questions. I will finally find where I have come from, and who I belong to, and who I look like. There is a hope, a prayer, for a real mother and a real father, and that's all I've ever asked for.
Mama, who'd you call? Your grandma. That phone will ring forever, and she'll never hear it.
And he believes you?
Can I help you?
Yes, can I speak to Miss Wood? So you see, you have to get me out of there.
Oh, well, we're gonna try our best, honey. It's just that when they took custody of you, they assumed legal guardianship.
I don't understand.
Just means there'll be a bit of a process, but we'll get you out of that home. You'll have to file a 51A against them.
What's that?
It's a form you have to complete if you want to file a complaint against the Robinsons. You'll have to describe what's been happening in the home.
And then I'll be able to leave?
Well, then, an investigation will be conducted by the agency, and they'll see what the facts are, and then, yes, Steve, yes, you will be able to leave. There is a little problem. It's just that when you complete the form, you have to be very specific about what's happening. And Steve, they're gonna know it was you who filed the form.
But I don't understand. It's all... So, when I filed that form, you're gonna know it was me? Oh, no. No. You're gonna kill me.
Steve, look at me. They're not gonna hurt you anymore. Now, once you file this form, they will know that if something happens to you, we are coming after them.
Social worker called. Nice knowing you.
Ms. Hope, this is Steve Cockles. You have to get me out of here. They're gonna kill me, please.
You little bastard!
Don't put any marks on it.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not gonna take this anymore. I'm doing this my way.
You see, they shouldn't be letting them be at a dollar. That's not right.
What you doing in there? Don't you have chores to do?
The garbage can was full, ma'am. I thought I'd take it outside.
Go ahead. I'll be watching you. Standing right here. Hey, hurry up! Showcase Showdown's coming on.
I need to see Miss Holt.
Miss Holt is sick today. Flu.
Please.
I'll get you Mr. Sylvia. Your name?
Steve. Steve Klokowitz.
Hello, Mrs. Robinson? Yeah, this is Mike Sylvia from the Social Services Department.
Steve ran away.
No, he didn't. He's right here, Mrs. Robinson. And he's badly beaten.
Well, he broke up the house and my antique shiffer robe and all the presents we bought him for his birthday.
Steve says he didn't get anything for his birthday. Is that true? Because, you know, the department gave you extra money to provide for him.
Oh, he's lying. I have taken 39 children into this home.
Yeah. So if I came over in the next 10 minutes, you'd be able to show me everything you got him? And the broken antique shiffer robe, or whatever you call it? Huh? Because I could be there in 10 minutes. You hear me? Hey, Steve has the right to press charges against you and Reggie. But he doesn't want to. You hear me? He just wants to get his things and get out of there. So let's just do this as soon as possible.
Fine by me. We never wanted him in the first place.
It's the other way around. You don't deserve him. But you have two choices. I can come by with Steve and get his stuff, and you can sign the papers and relinquish the guardianship. Or I can call the police on you and have you both arrested.
Fine.
I'm glad we understand each other. We'll be there in 30 minutes. Have his things ready. Mrs. Robinson, please.
They're over there.
Mrs. Robinson, I'll have you sign these papers, and once you do that, consider this matter closed.
Why you don't wait till I get home?
For what? So they can lie to you again and you can beat me some more?
Nobody touched nobody around here.
Really? Look at my face. No more.
So you's a man now, that's it?
I've always been a man. You just never noticed it.
Mrs. Robinson, this isn't productive. I mean... Hey, Steve, get your things. We're gonna leave now.
He's not taking anything out of this house until he pays what he breaks.
And we talked about this, Mrs. Robinson. I thought you said everything was gonna be all right.
They've never given me anything worth keeping anyway. But I am taking my books.
Okay, kid. Good.
right now. I'm not afraid of you. Come on, fight me. Coward.
Ready, kid?
Get the hell out of here. We never wanted you in the first place. You were never family. We could have adopted you a long time ago, but we didn't want you. Nobody wants you, not even your own parents. You're gonna be no good. You hear me? No good.
You stopped being able to hurt me a long time ago.
Come on, it's time to go, Steve.
God's gonna take care of you.
You okay, man?
Never been better.
Okay. Now we just need you to find a place to stay. No, I understand. No, I do. Thank you. If anything changes, can you got my number. You can't do anything? Okay. Thanks for trying. No, I understand. Thank you. No. No, thank you. Let me know if anything changes, all right? Okay. No one. It's Friday night. I waited too long. Can you think of anybody, a relative or a friend you could stay, through the weekend so we could find a more permanent place for you?
This might be a long shot, but there's this teacher from the Upward Bound program, Mr. John Sykes.
John Sykes.
So, Mike, you hungry? I mean, you sure don't want any? I made plenty.
Nah, I'm fine. Thank
Really?
you.
Okay. Hey, kiddo. It's better than it looks.
I would hope so.
It's getting late. My wife's gonna kill me.
Okay.
I could just have you sign a couple of these temporary custodial forms, or we'll be good to go.
All right, what do you say we go to my office? I got a pen in there and some questions I want to ask you, okay?
You got some questions?
Yeah. Hey, we'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Hey, don't leave town, all right? All right. I'm gonna go, Steve. I'll talk to you on Monday and see if we can get something a little more permanent for you, okay? I almost forgot my bags. Must be getting tired.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you on Monday. Thought it was in here somewhere. Oh.
Got it.
John, did you use that car at the Battle of Gettysburg or the Battle of Little Bighorn?
Both. Yeah, both, if you really want to know. Hey, so look, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of guests, stay over. So, we'll find a better place for you to sleep in the morning, okay?
This is fine, John. Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. I'm really glad.
I'm really glad too. Hey, come here. Come on, let's give it a try. Here you go. Lay down there. All right. From my Civil War days, I know what to do this. There you go, Stephen. There. There we go.
This will be great. Good night.
I did not sleep my first night of freedom. Rather, a half moon illuminated the world outside the window, and I stood there for many hours taking it in. For the first time all day, I was alone with my thoughts. I can't explain it, but for me, it was a new world with a new promise, but it also held far too many unanswered questions about a family I never knew, and it was time for this new world to answer those questions.
My mother's name was Marion.
Up and Adam, sport. I figured I'd do us both a favor and not make us breakfast. There's this great Waffle House. What is it? You okay?
John.
Yeah.
My mother's name was Marion. She's dead.
It's okay. Remember I promised? It's all gonna be okay.
And it would be. Despite Mike Sylvia and Polly Holt's best efforts, the weekend turned into a week, and the week into two. After a few weeks together, John invited me to stay with him permanently and finish high school. The Department of Social Services agreed to this arrangement. I would come to terms with my mother being gone. I was glad I had taken those few pages, for until then, I'd always wondered why my mother had left me. The picture the pages painted was far different from what I had imagined. It was not an unloving mother who had left me, rather a woman who had been victimized by her circumstances in a series of violent men, and who would eventually succumb to an ongoing battle with alcoholism. She died a little over 3 years after I moved into my first foster home. So while my dream of a mother was gone, I still clung to a fantasy of finding out who my biological father was. But fate had now given me John to fill that role. Never before had I been loved so immediately and unreservedly. I enjoyed the consistent support of not only John, but of his parents, Teresa and John Sr., who insisted I call them Grandma and Grandpa Sykes. Miss Holt and Mike Sylvia would continue to check on me through the years, but these rides and the beauty of the park gave me time to reflect on the young boy that I once was, the man I was still trying to become. And so I would sit in this sanctuary, listening to the wind rushing through the trees in a natural harmony, staring at a lake whose origins appeared as deep and mysterious as my own. I had fought through seemingly endless suffering on the unyielding belief that one day my family would come and rescue me. But they never did. And though the tide had turned, I still longed for my own history. The still water seemed to answer me. This is your fate. You survived. You have yourself now, and that has to be enough. But it was not. There was one thing left to do.
Yeah, just if you can get me that file, all right? Thank you. Hey, Steve.
Mike.
What's up, kid? You all right?
Yeah. Mike, can we talk?
Sure.
Mike, in my file, does it say who my father is?
Steve, you know I can't discuss that with you.
But I'm entitled to know.
If there was a definitive answer to that question, the department would have tracked him down to discuss him taking custody of you.
So that's a no.
I mean, a more definitive answer would be a blood test, or maybe a statement from your mother, but
she passed away.
Yeah. I figured that's where those pages went. And Steve, you're really too young legally for me to answer that question. I could lose my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if there was an investigation, it would be in your file, right? Like I said. Right? And it wouldn't be definitive, but there would be a list of people they interviewed, phone numbers, possible people that knew your father, your real father. You want a soda? I'm gonna grab a Coke. I'll go down them all like 1 minute. You want a Coke?
Yes, please.
Hey, my file will be here when I get back, huh?
Yeah, Mike. Thanks.
For what? Coke? Don't mention it.
She didn't lie.
Jared! Jared!
Hi, I'm Steve.
I know who you are. She's this way. Now you're gonna have to give us some time.
I still can't believe it. You're a spitting image of him.
You have my eyes.
About half of us do. Your grandmother was Cape Verdean.
What was he like?
You mean besides thinking he could walk on water? He had a terrible street reputation. But to me, he was just my mischievous little brother. I loved that boy. And Mama, she loved that boy. She doted on him. It was 13 children in all. Our older brother, Gordon, he passed when he was 8. We had a lot of hard times. Now, some of the younger kids was put in a orphanage, and they would later grow up in foster homes. Daddy left after the fire. Mama died at 39. And Kenny, he threw himself into boxing. But the draw of the streets was too much for him. Beyond marijuana and selling and using heroin, he robbed dealers, for his own use. Said to me, I'm hooked, Jerry. I'm trying to stop, but it's hard. They're gonna shoot you. You keep this up. There's no talking to him. Once he made his mind up about something, couldn't stop him. I got a call in the middle of the night. It was from a hospital in River Falls, asking if I knew a Kenny Pemberton. Said they called me because my number was the only one he had in his wallet. When I got to the hospital, he was already gone. They had a sheet over him, except his face. I could still see that bandana he had tied around his hand. When I looked at him, I hit the floor.
You don't have to keep talking about this.
No. You need to know this. Have you been to his grave?
No. I don't even know where he was buried.
I may take it. I'm just gonna sit for a bit.
Thank you.
All the way to the end, down that road right there. Oh, we're here.
Mr. Gomes, when I first came to your house and you were talking to Jerry, can I ask you what you said to her?
I told her Kenny's son was across the street, so she should sit down.
I would spend several more years trying to put together the broken pieces of my biological family. I would find 3 brothers and a sister. I would have aunts and uncles and a grandmother, and we would become close. But when I look back, I now realize I did have a family after all. John Sykes, Mrs. Doughton, Mike Sylvia, Mrs. Levin. They were my family because they chose to be. And I will be forever grateful for that choice. I would gladly not repeat what I went through, but I wouldn't change it either.
Hey there.